Welcome back to Demonic Pacts. It is time to go and get some more unlocks. Once we do all the tasks and get all the points to do so. 40 more tasks to get to Karamja. And what will those 40 tasks be? Why, the next 40 things on the tasks list here, sorted by completion percentage. Looks like we're getting a lot of easy tasks here, so I don't think we're going to be getting anywhere close to getting the next relic before Karamja, because I need an extra 200 points or something. Well, that's alright. Starting off here at the top, we need to fill something up from a water pump, pet Zolo, and burn some oak logs. Previously, we had to be very careful not to fill up at a water pump. Went to a fountain or a well, because this is a task here. And I'm going to just take this nice bucket and get some water. Perfect. Perfect. And then run over here. There should be a dog here somewhere. There you go. Pet the dog. It's a good doggy. Good enough for 10 points. And then we have thousands and thousands, well, 1,100-ish oak logs in the bank from all that wood cutting we did. We could technically use the woodsman power to burn an oak log straight from the tree, but the oak trees are a little bit further away. So we just brought one of our banked logs. We can send them to the bank, we can burn them, we can fletch them instantly. 10 points. Pretty good. And we have a dog. Don't go in the fire. Oh no. One of these days I'll get more in the habit of switching between the display captures, so it's not partially uncovered. But the full display capture for the League task on the wiki here has everything else and side ads and things and just does not look good. Anyways, next tasks. Pick 6 wheat, cabbage, and potatoes, presumably from the farms, and then drink from a bird bath. Chaotic things we're doing here. There really are a lot of fields down here, south of Siftus. Also, they're magic infinite fields, except for the sweet corn, I think. Anyways, we got potatoes, we got wheat, we got cabbage. Living the dream. Could probably use these for something. In terms of food, we got a decent amount of cake from all the thieving business, so that's under control. And then for the bird bath, we were standing right next to one, but the farm pilfering came first. Drink from bird bath. Yes. Well, that was disgusting. Had dirt sticks and leaves in it. I do feel oddly invigorated, though. Fascinating. Fascinating stuff. Next, defeat a rat, rake a flower patch. A rat should be doable, and a flower patch, I guess that sort of unlocks farming. The rat was hiding behind the giant wall here, but he can't hide any longer. Defeat a rat. And now we can fight rats and chickens and giant spiders and stuff. In terms of actual combat experience, probably not going to fight rats, but it's an option. Let's get a supply of all sorts of farming stuff. Right, fill up that watering can, but don't need to do that right now. Just need to rake this flower patch. Can probably rake everything else, too, and everything. I'm not really too worried about farming just yet. Level 2 farming, though. That's something. Time to really test our combat prowess and defeat a buffalo. By far the strongest enemy we fought. They're level 9, instead of like level 1 or 2. Here's the strength level. And some combat levels. Give me something. Again, don't know if this would really be a good combat training option. They got more health. They also do damage, though, so pros and cons. Or something like that. Also, we could just go get, like, armor. Or a better weapon. In some fashions. There's tasks for that. But anyways. There it goes. There it goes. Defeat a buffalo. Now we can get raw beef. Possibly a food store somewhere, but from the source. Time to get slightly nautical by talking to a port master and defeating a seagull as our next tasks. A port master is very specific port people. We can talk to him about all the sailing that we can't do, because that's not in this league. There's a seagull. Another decent option for combat training, I suppose. I got more health than some of our other options. Don't really do damage. But also, like, no drops, really. So, a little bit unfortunate. Also retreat, and there's not a huge number of them here, so we'll worry about that when we need to worry about that. Defeat a seagull. And I guess we are worrying about it right now. Reach combat level 25. Okay. We are combat 13 or something. It's gonna be a little bit. We might want a better weapon, no matter what we decide to do. In terms of gear, we are limited by quite a few things, being tasks later. We still could get a little bit more money to buy a few things. I think we will make a couple oak longbows. One full inventory at a time, which is amazing. And then we can go sell this to the general store, get a little money. It's also great fletching XP, obviously. 4,800, not bad. Later on, there are more multipliers of XP and things too, so it's gonna be something. We can get through all of these oak logs lickety-split here, if we were so inclined. But for now, our actual money needs aren't quite that high. We also need to be aware of, like, how much we actually do skilling and things, because skilling, total level requirements, tasks, and everything. Getting the minimum we can do. Focusing on the goals and all that. Sell some of these. Oh yeah, almost 3,000 coins. Perfect. That'll get us a lot of stuff over here at the smithing shop. And specifically a blacksmith. There's also been more things added to this shop for the league. Like, I think daggers and halberds and stuff. That's not what we're really going for. Limitations we have for tasks. Mithril and better weapons are tasks. Wearing full bronze and full addy or anything steel or black armor. So, what we can kind of do right now is a steel scimitar, some iron armor. That should be good. No helmets in here. Go try that shop. There's a shield shop somewhere else, but upgrades. This will do nicely. What do we want to fight? The seagulls of Aldering. Looks like a good spot. There's many more seagulls here. And the bones clip through the floor. Whatever the problem is with that, it's fine. Got base 20 melees, 10 prayer. That's quite a few levels there. Can now do all that mithril stuff we kind of can't. We could do mithril armor, technically. Could be good. No mithril weapon, though. That is a task. Or maybe we'll just get it immediately, and then we can build a mithril weapon. It's on here somewhere. It's on here somewhere. Or we could go pick some flax. Specifically 6 flax. Got a whole flax field here. In Nimu Retreat or something. South here of Auburndale. They also have a spinning wheel right here. And a bank. So that's a good spot. We would need 10 crafting to make the bowstrings though, so worry about that when we need to. Looks like we're heading to the Colosseum next. Talk to a gladiator, and then salute next to a statue of Kotalos, a gladiator. Bunch of gladiators in here. Hello, goodbye. Talk to a gladiator. Obviously not actually going into the Colosseum right now. And also, unfortunately, we can't be next to the statue that's right up there to actually salute to it. There's a bunch of them up in a ring above the Colosseum. Well, that doesn't work. So we're gonna go to a different statue. Got plenty of them around though. I'm just gonna go to the museum. Museums have statues. That all checks out. Right up in here. Well, let's see. Also, what floor is it on? That's another question. There he goes. You can inspect it. On the correct side would also be good. Salute. Perfect. Back over to Alderaan. This time via fairy ring. We got a few fairy rings places. Could be very helpful. And we just get the Dragon Staff available at the start of the league here, so that's possible. And then when we get there, we need to go over to the gem store, buy a ruby, and cut it. Except we don't have 34 crafting. We just saw the whole make flax into bowstring thing. That's at 10. So I think we need some kind of method to get to 10, and then make bowstrings. And then we can go cut some gems. This was a problem. We got a lot of things we can't do, like spinning balls of wool before we spin the bowstrings. That would have been very easy and convenient. We also can't use these pottery ovens, so we're not going to do that. But we can use the potter's wheel with the soft clay from upstairs in the potter's house, as we world hopped a bunch of times. And use that to make some pots and stuff. We'll probably make some other stuff as we get more low-level crafting levels here. But this is enough to get us to 10. And the bowstrings will be good enough. Because the other question would be, is it worth going over to get the flax and bowstrings over there? Probably. Yeah. This. Not this. Get to level 10, make some bowstrings, and then get to level 20. Alright. One inventory of flax to get to 20. And now we are ready to go to Alderaan. C-K-Q. Alderaan. Very good. Task complete. For 10 points. Now we need to go do the crafting stuff. Head over to the gems store over here. Can't quite craft and cut the ruby just yet. But we can do sapphires. It's going to be very, very helpful to do some sapphires. We should probably have brought money. That would be good. Okay. Now we can go in here. Trade with Tucky. We got sapphires, emeralds, rubies. Nice and uncut. And then also cut, which is more expensive. Purchase some sapphires. Cut the sapphires. We also accidentally purchased an emerald, that's fine. 400 XP per sapphire is also pretty good. It's gonna get us the levels here lickety-split. In terms of total level, we're at 355. I think the next total level task is probably like 500, so we got some wiggle room still. Cut some sapphires. Probably be able to cut emeralds after this inventory, which will also be good. I guess we could cut this emerald that we have right here. There you go. Well, 31. We'll need to get to 35. And then quantity, sell back the sapphires. If we sell one at a time, it's technically better. Makes a little more profit per, maybe. But now we have 5,000 coins. That's pretty good. We can buy some emeralds. That'll probably be plenty. Just need to get to 35. 31, 32, 540 XP per emerald. It's pretty solid. 33, 34, and the perfect amount of emeralds. +1, just fine. We're gonna sell back. 1 emerald time. Not even emerald. 350. We sell 10. It's fine. It's also faster. Buy 1 ruby and cut it. This is also a good money-making method. Cut a ruby. There you go. Want to sell back the ruby? We can always come back and buy more rubies if we need to. And emeralds. And sapphires. Not diamonds, though. That's not in this shop. The task list has refreshed. Now we've got new tasks that are at the top of the list here. By completion percentage. So now we need to go and get level 70. And I suppose we'll just go do some wood cutting. Oh, level 70 wood cutting. That is 80 points for that, so that's also something. More medium, and I guess that would be actually a hard task. Yeah, hard task. Wasn't that hard. Between the adamant axe and just sitting here in an oak tree for a little bit. Completely AFK. Cannot complain about that. This is very, very much higher level than our other skills. A huge percentage of our total XP. Well, that's alright. Next up, we need to mine some clay. It would have been helpful back when we needed clay, but now it's here. And then equip an elemental staff. Gonna need to purchase that from a magic shop somewhere. And witness the gemstone crab burrow away. And this is all gonna be taking place all kind of right next to each other. Mine the clay with our bronze pickaxe. The other pickaxes are in camped room, as far as I can tell. And that is gonna be a problem because of the requirements for getting in there. The staff was in Auburndale though, so that was doable. Got an air staff. Now, just need to get the crab to go away. Also get some XP while we're here, because why not? Oh, there it is. Crab left. We got some stats. Don't get any gems, don't need to. But that's the task. Back to the mines it is. For 50 iron and 5 tin, they'll have a snack. There's the 50 iron. Bronze pickaxe. Not the best choice, but it's kind of the choice we have. We could technically get a steel pickaxe, but that's a task, so can't use that yet. So instead, we're still sticking with bronze. Here's some tin. Get 5 of those, technically 6, because we get double. Also the perfect combat level to not get attacked by scorpions, so that's nice too. And we'll eat this rabbit. We bought this rabbit raw from the charter ships, and then just cooked it, because we could. Easy enough. Next tasks. Admire beautiful scenery. That's going to be over in Auburndale. Eat some food that heals at least 6. I'll have to see what we can do for that. And then chop logs with a steel axe. That'll be very doable, also in Auburndale. This rock is looking pretty beautiful. Wow. Admire. Nice. And then, for the food, picked up a wine. That heals 11s. Feel a bit dizzy. That does not count as food. Does it need to actually heal the health? No. Try something else then, maybe. This is a very good plan. Hello, Direwolf. Ow. Hit me one more time. Perfect. So now, whether or not it needs to heal 6, we've got it under control. Cooked some shrimp to get some cooking levels. Bought some cod from the food store. Had to cook it. Only sell raw stuff. But that should definitely heal at least 6. In fact, it heals 7. And we did not bring the steel axe. Found a choppable tree in town here. Look at that. A lot of them aren't. Auto switching to the anti-axe. Drop that. Steel axe equipped. It's worse, but it's what we needed. Chop chop. The wine didn't work, so now we have a different, possibly alcoholic task here. Drink some moonlight. And then, once we have a drink, go shear an alpaca. What is this going to do to our stance? Minus attack, plus strength. Anything else? Nothing too noteworthy. And then, shear alpaca. Not actually our first wool. Got some from the sheep in Xanaris, since we can go there with the fairy ring. But then we couldn't make the ball of wool then, so that's alright. We can put those couple of tin we mined to good use, smelting a bronze bar. And then we need to sit near a stolen cabbage. There we go. A bronze bar, and then multiple bronze bars. That should, in theory, unlock smithing as a skill we can realistically train here. We'll have to make sure we don't make something we're not supposed to later, until later. There's a variety of different smithing tasks, for sure. But then we'd also need to go and mine more tin with our bronze pickaxe. As we get higher mining level, in theory that should be at least okay. But we'll worry about that when we need to. Here's the stolen cabbage and the dogs. Sit. There you go. Lots of interesting emotes and things next to things. A little more wood cutting is definitely something we can do. Chop a tree in the plenty rainforest, and then light a torch. Fire making and wood cutting. Looks like a rainforest to me. Chop tree with any axe we want. And then light a torch. And then burn down the rainforest. Nope. That's not the task. Instead, it's back to thieving and wood cutting and fletching. 28 coin pouches, 50 maple logs, 1,000 arrow shafts. Just citizen coin pouches in order to not be too many coins, because that's also another task later. 28 coin pouches. Can we even thieve our little guys? We're 31, just about. I think it's 40 or something. Anyways, maple trees over here in Auburnvale. Plenty of them. Then they just keep, I can just keep chopping even when it's gone. Which is very convenient. That's 50 maple logs. And then finishing up the arrow shafts is not going to be a problem either. We can just put a bunch of stuff in here. Grab our knife, which is somewhere. It is an inventory, for sure. And then make some arrow shafts. All at once. There. Total 1,050. Perfect. Very important task here. Defeat a hill giant. This task earns 1 demonic pact. Alright. Got mauled by jaguars on my way over here. This is also a multi-combat area, which is also not great. There's an iron med helm though. That's technically something, I guess. Oh boy. Ow. We could really use some actual combat power here. Would be helpful. Let's defeat this one hill giant. There we go. And some big bones. Defeat a hill giant. That's worth 10 points itself. And a demonic pact. One interesting thing here a free reset has been given, so we can do that if we want to at some point. We are here with a wheel spin now. We got regenerate, runes, ammo and charges, magic, melee, ranged, and over here 2 permanent +5 defense level boosts. Some of these would be more useful than others, obviously. The directions do matter, because that will determine where we can go next on the Pacts list. What are we doing? Okay. Defense down. On the plus side, it does give us access to other things that will actually do something. Like, healing with demonic pacts overheals you up to plus 30% of your base hit points level. What do we need? What pacts are healing us? None of them. It's getting closer towards something. Some defense. You sure? I'm somewhat sure. Didn't even tell us to. Really should take one of the style ones this time. Also gives us another +5 defense available next time. Great. This is going to be a build and a half, I'm sure. Anyways, next task is chop 100 willow logs, which we obviously can very easily do. And that leads into a more problematic task for sure. Reach total level 666. So we skipped 500 entirely. Okay. We'll see what we can do about that once we chop these willow logs. There's 100. And it was only doing it 50 times because we have the whole double logs business. Anyways, we need to get almost 250 total levels here. Easier said than done. But we definitely have some low-hanging fruit that we can definitely get some easy, very fast levels in. We've got all of these logs. So, let's do some wood cutting. We already did the wood cutting. Let's do some fletching and fire making. We already have a few levels in those, so we're not going to get too many. We got all these logs. We might as well get something out of them. 50 fire making, 65 fletching, and almost all the oak logs used up. Total level 455. So we're still missing 211 more levels. I think one good idea would be to focus on some of the lower skills. Get like 30, 40 levels in each thing. Very possible. Start with some mining and smithing. See what we can do with this bronze pickaxe, unfortunately. About 100 bronze bars. Got a few mining levels, up to level 41. And smithing is now level 32. That's 492 total. And now we have bronze knives. We can also go and use our staff of air and some money. Go get some mind runes. And go do some magic and ranged. And probably some melee too. Over at the gemstone crab, because it's just the easiest. The main shop isn't even here. That's over in the rainforest area. That's right where the crab is, so that'll work perfectly. There's some solid crabbing. Probably gonna wait until we have like better weapons and stuff that we can actually wield before we get too many more levels here. Base 30 melees with our +5 defense that we always have from the pact. 40 range, 35 magic. Not too bad. 39 hit points. Pretty cool. I think another source we can get these last 60 some levels would be from the skills that start that we haven't even really started yet. Some agility, a little bit of farming. This Yama agility course is pretty neat. You just really quickly jump between all the different spots here. Just going around in a big old circle. Or jumping around in between if you want to do that. It's also an option. There is a task for doing a specific number of these hops, so you try to not do that many. Not very many left. I'm not going to finish the round here. 640. That one. 650. Oh, yeah, we got enough. Perfectly fine. It's 666. Like the total level we're going for. Got 11 farming, raking, and composting. That one allotment area. We're at 628. Close. Almost done. Thieving to 35, fishing to 30, cooking to 36, and now crafting with these rubies, making profit to level 45. 666 total level. My goodness, that was quite a few. Got a good base of stats here to work with, though. That's something. And some more money, also nice. Okay. Well, now that's done, we can get another task. Some of that money is going to be handy for purchasing a player-owned house. And then we just need to equip an iron dagger. The house automatically goes to Alderin, since Remington obviously isn't available. And that's actually enough points for the tier 3 relic. Literally one task away from Kramja. So I suppose we're looking at relics then. Options. We have Bank Heist, Evil Eye, and Map of Alacrity. These are the teleport relics. Let's see which one we get. Here's the possibilities. Spin it around. We get Evil Eye. Winner. Well, yet again, let's look at the ones we didn't get. Bank Heist. Teleport to any deposit box, bank, or bank chest. Ignores the wilderness. Teleport, can't teleport to places you haven't been before. Get your banker's briefcase back if you lose it. Go back. Map of Alacrity. Gives you a map. Teleport to agility shortcuts. Send to the less favorable side of the shortcut, or the starting side if it's one way. Can only use if you meet all the requirements to the area. And actually doing the shortcut has the typical requirement. Ignores wilderness. So, agility shortcuts. Or banks. Instead we get Evil Eye. The Evil Eye. Looks like an amulet or something. Allow you to teleport to the entrance of any boss or raid in the combat achievements list. Additionally, Barrows has the option to go to the chest or the surface. Can teleport to each Moon of Peril. Ignores teleport restrictions, cannot teleport to places you haven't unlocked, and can be retrieved from the League's tutor. Okay. Evil Eye. I also get the tier 3 passives. Combat skills, including hit points and prayer, have a 1.5 times multiplier, multiplicative with the other multipliers. So like 12 times or something. Get bigger and badder. Slayer unlock is unlocked for free for Boss Slayer. Slayer points are 5 times. From tasks, you aren't required to complete the 5 tasks before getting Slayer points. And superior Slayer monsters are increased to 1 out of 50. So some combat and Slayer stuff with our teleport relic. Why not? Select Evil Eye. Confirm. Must be in a bank or at the tutor. Alright, it's fine. This is one that gives an item, so that's mostly how that works. We can see what banks and stuff we can teleport to. Or any banks, any teleport spots. I'm thinking there might be a few here that'd be pretty good. Like Huquatal or something? We'll see. Relics, Evil Eye, select. Yes. Confirm. This would be very nice for getting to bosses. Once we're doing boss stuff. Evil Eye. Next one is not for a while, that's for sure. Teleport with Evil Eye into Varlamore areas, Abyssal Sire, Colosseum, Huquatal, the Moons of Peril, and Vardorvis. We just teleport here. There's a big old eye. We're at the Abyss. We're kind of here in the middle, so it's a little bit of ways from the Sires, but that's something. Teleport. Varlamore. The Fortress Colosseum. does not have a bank chest or anything here until you get better at the Coliseum and stuff, so that's not immediately too helpful for us. Huacoatl. Eyeball power. Right here, at the Bank Buffalo. This is perfect. This is like a bank teleport, but only to just this bank. That's alright. Teleport Varlamore. It's like let's teleport to the moon. It let us teleport in here. Is the quest might actually be already auto unlocked? That makes sense. Okay, so we could get in here and get pickaxes. That makes more sense. There's some completed quests, so we can go do moons if we wanted to. Wild. We obviously can't because we have a steel scimitar, but you know. Besides that, and Vardorvis, which we're also not going to be fighting right now. All right. So our teleport to Huacoatl. Keep that as the last destination option. That is very nice. Wear that. It's evil. It's pretty good. Also, we have no other amulets, so there you go. And now we'll wield this iron dagger. We've completed enough tasks to unlock an area. And that's going to be Karamja. You can unlock Karamja. Areas. You can now unlock Karamja. The other ones are locked. You're forced to choose Karamja. Karamja, along with Crandor, the realm of the Fisher King, the underground areas. Purchasing a player-owned house, you can go to Brimhaven at level 1 as an option. Transportation through charter ships, custom officers, no faring balloons. Required to have unlock access to those areas. You get Brimhaven, the shipyard, Musa, Shiloh, Tawanai, Moral Wreck, the Brimhaven dungeon, Tawanai dungeon, fight caves, fight pits, the challenges, the Inferno, all sorts of stuff here. Unlocks. So which ones are auto-completed here? Building quests and their prereqs are automatically completed. Shiloh Village. And some tasks are auto-completed because you can't do them. And you can do the challenges immediately. Okay. Bonus drop rates on SAR equipment, obsidian stuff, draconic visages, the gout tuber. Thanks. Any tasks complete? Shiloh Village. And the rest of Karamja. Unlock. Later unlocks will let you choose another area, unlocking a total of 5. You're about to unlock Karamja, which is a force-picked area for this unlock. Yeah. Then 1, 2, 3 more later, which could be anything. It could even be another area. Karamja unlocked. And that also unlocks all the Karamja tasks, which could very well be up at the top of the list. We will see what we're gonna go do. And teleport back to here to bank. Should be great. Also, we have new, I guess we'd have new teleports in here now. Karamja, we can go to the fight caves. How close is that to a bank? Teleport's a little bit further away. Okay. And eventually we would get the Inferno. We'd have to have access to that. Okay. Welcome to Karamja. Next time, goodbye.